style. Welcome, everyone. Herdcast podcast. I'm pleased to bring in Greg Schultz. We're going to talk about a few different topics. We're going to talk about marketing, and we are also going to get into some tutorial about how to get your fiat currency onto crypto to be able to purchase your elephant money. We're just hoping that our good friend Nikisha, who's in London, can pop on. She's got some tech challenges, so we will see if she's able to get on, because she has got a women's group who she has helped to get going on into elephant money, and she asked us if we could give them some real-time tutorials. So we chatted about that yesterday, chatted with Greg. He said, hey, he'll jump in, which is awesome. I think my microphone now, all of a sudden, Greg, you and I have been talking for 15 minutes, and now all of a sudden my mic is clipping. So I think my mic, oh, good. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I'm going to do a little adjusting as we go, because I need it. I hope it sounds good. It's hard to tell from here. So Greg,
yes,
it is wonderful to talk to you. We talk several times a day now.
Yeah,
which is just great. So for everybody who is new to this channel, new to this, seeing this for the first time, would you give us a little bit of a background of who you are, what you do, why you're into elephant money?
Sure. Wow. Well, I am just some guy, and that's actually kind of the whole point. I was an electrical engineer by trade. Kind of wasn't digging it for a while. Kind of started checking out DeFi. Actually, at the beginning of this past year, when I eventually kind of came across elephant money.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to explain this except for in abstract terms, but there was something about I kind of personally, I think I might have kind of missed my calling in pursuing engineering instead of finance. That's kind of a story for another day, but there was something about the tokenomics, the reliability, the robustness, the community, the connections, and honestly the really committed dev in Bank Teller. It just something just clicked about this protocol, about elephant money in general, and I just kind of I'm sure you've heard the phrase, one thing leads to another. I just kind of, the more I dug into how it worked, how it operated, the vision of providing sustainable cash flow for all, the more I did any of that stuff, the more this kind of path just kind of felt right,
Yeah.
And actually, just as of just a couple of months ago, I've been able to utilize elephant money futures to make a steady income. In fact, I'm trying to see what I can do to pursue crypto full time. Maybe it'll take some side gigs here and there. We will have to see, but yeah, man. In the meantime, I've kind of fallen into a voluntary niche in doing some guerrilla marketing. Some kind of some informal volunteer marketing for elephant money in the form of putting out a whole plethora of promotional tweets into the Twitterverse. So, I'm not an employee or anything by all means. So please don't think that I'm representing BT or anyone on the official Elephant Money team. I'm not, but my journey has led me here, and I'm looking forward to the future.
Well, that's fantastic.
Thank you.
Why don't we just jump into what you were talking about and take us on a tour of what you are doing? I could tell both of us have a heart to help people take what is mysterious and make it clear, make it make sense to them. I know that when Twitter was coming out, my wife and I were artists on a startup record label, and they had a marketing team, and we were on these conversations with, you know, our lead rep, and she says we're going to do Twitter, and I got to be honest, I've always been into technology, but yet it was such a foreign concept to me.
Mhm.
What? Why? Why do this little sentence? You know, so I can relate, you know, and so I'm sure you can, you know, we all have these things that come out and you go, what is this? And what is the point? So if we can do our best to make some clarity for people, that'd be awesome.
Here, here, here,
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm more than happy to show you informally what I do. I have my
Okay.
stuff on my screen if we
Okay.
want to do a little transition.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Looks like I.
Wrong button. Here
That's
we
all
go.
good, man.
That's it.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay, my bad.
So, a lot of what I do is kind of interface with the Telegram community. There's a lot of people that kind of come in to the official Elephant Money Telegram with questions. I try my best to provide the best customer service I can. And again, this is all on a volunteer basis. You know,
Yeah.
so if someone comes in saying, "Hey, how do I how do I link my MetaMask? How do I bring fiat online? What how do I get into futures, so on and so forth." I do
Yeah.
my best to answer any questions that I see in real time.
Right.
Um, but that's kind of outside the scope of what I'm hoping to talk about because I'd like to share a little of what I do with AI, so the rest of the herd can feel equipped to do the same if they so choose. So basically, what I do is I will occasionally scroll through Twitter looking for all these little questions from these influencers, basically as a writing prompt to create a promotional tweet for Elephant Money. And then I basically bundle a whole bunch of them together and then present them to the herd. I present them to our official Telegram group and really just ask everyone, "Hey, let's get our social media engagement up. Let's add some likes. Let's get some traffic on here. Let's try our best to get Elephant Money trending." Uh, just to get as many eyes on the protocol as possible. It's almost not about the influencers themselves. It's just about the traffic. Um, and I mostly do that by utilizing the artificial intelligence that's equipped um, to the official Elephant Money documentation. Um, I'll get into that in a little bit, but it is a really the the community members who wrote all of this documentation, which you can get to, by the way, from the main Elephant Money page. Um, they did a fantastic job of writing a comprehensive um, synopsis of our protocol to the point where a well-equipped artificial intelligence like ChatGPT can actually answer questions in real time and do a whole bunch of other amazing things too. Um, so the way you get to this documentation, just in general, is you go to the main page for elephant.money, you click on the three bars to open up the menu, and you just go straight to documentation. And it opens up this new window that's basically a wiki, basically, kind of like a miniaturized Wikipedia in a way, um, that just kind of that takes a deep dive into our protocol if ever you want to read up into it. But the feature I'm kind of focusing on is the search function, because the search function doesn't just give you QAs on predetermined questions. It also runs any queries or in this case commands, and it can actually provide a really intelligent answer. Um, and Here's what I mean. Here's an example. All right, so will you become a millionaire in 2023? So let's say I want to make a response to this. So you see other people on Twitter, they're kind of shilling their own projects here and there. I want to do the same, but I also want to, I want to do it everywhere, and I want to give the people in our community the chance to give it some traffic. So if I want to create an answer to this, I keep a set of pre-written prompts that I've used on the AI in the past that have worked well for me, and I literally just keep it here in a notepad. So like, hey, here's this cutting edge. We're using this cutting edge artificial intelligence with Notepad, right? It is kind of a funny old with the new sometimes, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. So,
Okay.
will you become a millionaire in 2023? So, I'm going to start with the prompt: write an advertisement tweet starting with elephant. So
Okay.
this is an instruction that I'm about to give to the AI, and I'm going to paste it here. So starting with elephant will make you a millionaire in 2023. So if I want to say something, this is going to be kind of shilly, but I'm trying to write something that's kind of in context with the tweet that I'm working with. So will make you a millionaire in 2023. While it's thinking, he's analyzing the content of your content, and sometimes you'll get a message like this. So hey, that's perfectly fine. The funny thing about this AI is that you can actually sometimes you can just change the wording a little bit and it'll run it just fine.
Okay.
It'll make you a millionaire in 2023. There is some like algorithm kind of plot placed on top of it. So here, like I just changed the wording a little bit. Write an advertisement tweet about elephant money. I used the word about instead of starting with, and here it just kind of plopped out this kind of this chilly clickbaity little tweet. What's great about this though is that I can do this in mass without using a lot of brain power. Because if I were to write copy, if I were to type something out like this and try to think of something else like this, personally, I would kind of run out of steam relatively soon.
Yeah.
And with this text, I also kind of want to add, I think this is a good time to pivot to some of the fantastic visuals that our community has made. So there's a community member, his name is Cryptolove, who has voluntarily generated a whole slew of these really professional grade GIFs and MP4s for our use. Like anyone who wants to use them can use them. So I've just downloaded them onto my personal machine, and I attach one of these visuals to every one of my promotional tweets, partially as a way of conveying more information. Like I love this I love this little miniature video about the protocol as a whole. It really gives a high level view in like 45 seconds.
Yeah, they are really good looking. Really good looking.
Like professional grade stuff.
Yeah.
And he has made it available to us for free. Like, so any of us can use it for our own volition. I would like to see more. I would love to see as many herd members as possible take advantage of this fantastic resource we have at our fingertips.
Yeah.
So, here's a whole slew of GIFs and MP4s. You can see them on the main elephant page all the time. Cryptolove posts them there all the time. You can also reach out to him. He's pretty easy to find. But in this case, I'm going to add the synopsis. This little GIF this little MP4 that has the synopsis, and it'll take a little. And GIFs can upload instantly. MP4s take a little bit of time to think. So in the meantime, I always slap on the hashtag elephant money. If it's not already on there, this one is. So if it doesn't have the hashtag elephant money in the generated text, I try to add it at the end. And if not, I at least try to, this is kind of more of a signature thing for me. I have the little elephant emoji, and I tag the main Elephant Money Twitter. This makes it a little easier for passersby to go to the main Twitter for Elephant Money and look at more information for themselves. So, like, hey, like, what is this Elephant Money? Just go there, boom, you're like that, and that is in essence the process. It's
Okay.
as simple as that, right? Like I've leveraged basically a cutting edge neural network, artificial intelligence, to help me generate this really high volume of custom written, custom tailored promotional tweets all throughout the Twitterverse. And
Okay.
and the advantage of adding a visual in particular, like not only is this going to catch a few more eyes, hopefully, but also when I go back to my profile and I click on the media tab in particular, it has sorted every single tweet where I have added, generally speaking, if I've added a photo or if I've added a video to a tweet, it'll show up here. It just so happens that I almost exclusively use Twitter for marketing Elephant Money at this point. So all of my promotional tweets are in one spot, and I can share this one. Tab, my profile / media, and any member of the herd. In fact, it looks like any member of the herd can simply like, retweet. They can just kind of go through it in a serial fashion, and every single like and every single retweet, and if you have some boilerplate text, add a comment. Every single little bit of engagement adds a little bit of exposure and a little bit of traffic to the Elephant Money hashtag, and to our protocol. That's the end game here. We're trying our darndest to show up everywhere. So like we're going to be harder and harder to ignore for anyone in the cryptoverse. And eventually the hashtag itself may very well be trending on Twitter at large. And that's kind of the end game goal. Like Elephant Money has such a huge potential that I believe our protocol promises to transcend just the DeFi space and the crypto space, and to actually introduce crypto and DeFi to a whole lot of people, because it has such a strong use case in community banking. So this is my tip of the spear. This is my general contribution, is just kind of shotgunning as many of these custom-made AI-assisted promotional tweets with this professional caliber visuals all throughout the Twitterverse, to the point where we can't be ignored.
Okay.
So, yeah, man.
Okay.
And I'm telling you this specifically because I don't want to be. I'm not special, right? I don't want to be special. I want all of these tools to be known by everyone. I want everyone to feel equipped and empowered to get the word out as best as they possibly can, because the power really is in all of our hands, and the tools are readily available to all of us. We just have to kind of take the time, grab the mantle, and push forward. And mind you, Cal, Twitter is definitely not the only way to promote. There are plenty of herd members that, like you, generate YouTube videos, run interviews. There's people who write Medium articles. Our paid marketing team, to my knowledge, is reaching out to a whole bunch of high net worth individuals. And they're also running Twitter Spaces. These are kind of live streams on Twitter itself. There are many ways to get the word out, because the Elephant Money it's more than just the money we put in, right? Like it's more than that. We're kind of working together towards a shared mission towards a tenable solution for universal basic income in a post-AI era. We want to see sustainable cash flow for all come to fruition. There's a palpable mission well above and beyond, I want to make a lot of money. Like it's not it's not just about the money per se. It is about
Yeah.
the opportunity and the opportunity for financial freedom that we're trying to offer to as many people as possible. So
Yeah.
to me, that's what drives me. And man, it's been a trip. It's been so rewarding.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're as they say, we're rowing in the same direction. This is attracting people who do want to do some work to help make this happen, because it isn't just about, oh, we want to get rich. We want to help this technology of blockchain get established, and get established in the right way. There have been, negative perceptions out there. There's been the FTX debacle, which causes so many people who are not into decentralized finance to say, I'm not going to touch that with a 39.5-foot pole. And so we're just, taking it upon ourselves to help to overwhelm that perception with positivity, through using the right means so that people can understand uh, the point of decentralized finance, and that is just to create a solid foundation, and then to help others, and to and then pass that on. So continuing to talk about Twitter,
Yeah.
when I started to understand Twitter to be a platform where people can say something provocative, and then um, you can respond to that. So it's where you can have moments where you can promote things, you can share news articles, you can share. So it's this, it's this ecosystem universe of sharing stuff in a short format, but you can really create uh, conversations. So because people can then respond, and you can put up a poll. So getting into the application of Twitter with elephant money, for example, um, we would love to just continue to get more eyes on this platform, because the bigger it gets, the better it gets for all of us who are in, and we would also feel really great about people being able to have some life-changing situations in doing so. So what happened, recently was uh, a well-known influencer posted a poll, and she asked, I can't remember the question, but she posted a poll, and we rallied and got elephant money. We got it to be one of the four things that she then put a vote on. Um, that's a way that Twitter could, because all of her followers saw that, and we did it organically. We did it naturally. So that's a big way that Twitter can work, is that you can post a tweet on the elephant money chat, then that'll take people to Twitter. And then, so here's Summer on Fire Hustle. She's really well liked. And these are things that we'd like to do, is get people who have these large followings to then say certain things, and then we can respond. And what I love about our community is how respectful we are,
Yeah.
because unfortunately the space can attract people who just do bots, and then they bounce their numbers, or you get people who are just they're just not friendly, or the way they speak, or the language they use. It's rough. I like our community that we are very courteous. You know, our, even being aggressive, it doesn't feel like we're, crazy or scary. It's just, we're totally cool and positive about it. And I know that's why a lot of us are, we put our energy into it, because we like being a part of the community. It represents itself well. So I want to be a part of representing it too.
Here, here. And
Yeah.
I think you hit the nail right on the head there, Cal. I think in the poll in question, I think the protocol that actually got the most votes also had the I think it was kind of a matter of they were able to pull more accounts, let's just say
Yeah,
Twitter
it's all good.
accounts
Yeah. Hmm.
to run the to run up the polls. There, I know that I have nothing but good things to say about the Foxify protocol. Seems, in this example, they seem like a pretty cool application. Um, I noticed that the official Twitter profile actually did put this poll on their official.
Did they?
They linked it to their official Twitter page, and they happen to have about twice as many followers as our page. And I think the official Elephant Money page didn't even do that. Like, this was
Uh-huh.
they didn't even do this in kind. They didn't even. And I
Uh-huh.
think this is kind of the key. We're volunteers, right?
Yeah.
We're not necessarily trying to court the official team to do our bidding. No, we are doing this voluntarily out of our own volition, um, to try to get as much traction on this protocol. It doesn't have to be officially sanctioned or um,
Yeah, I get
done
what you're
by the
saying.
official team. They can
Totally.
focus on what they do best, which
Yes.
I think development and perhaps marketing and a few other spheres might be playing to the strengths of the official team.
Mm-hmm.
But we're the community doing this voluntarily.
Mm-hmm.
So we did show a strong showing in the polls that actually reflected, the number of followers between Foxify
Yeah.
and our account. But more importantly, the community showed up in force in the comments section. There's a lot more. To my eye, there was just a lot more posts and a lot more text in those posts promoting Elephant Money, as
Uh-huh.
opposed to, there a few other, there's a few other protocols where um, someone might add a line or a single picture. Um, and yes, there are a few Elephant Money ones that just have a single line, but there's a lot more committed people. Let's just say there's a lot more committed individuals from the Elephant Money community that showed up, and
Yeah.
I think that left an impression. I think, I don't want to necessarily spend too much time talking about just one particular influencer. I
Right.
hope we left a good impression, but
I think it's great. I mean, the word totally got out. Whether we won the poll or not actually doesn't even matter in a lot of ways because, just it was a great showing. That's the
exactly,
way I feel about it,
you're here, man.
you
You're
know,
here.
for
All
sure.
right,
And that was some of the comments in the chat, in our chat as well. Yep.
sure.
And then we can just keep doing that. And for people who are, kind of new to Elephant Money, it's just a way. It also can be a way to learn. Because, just what I've been doing over the last year and a half is just training my eyes and ears, you know, um, because this is, it's new. For everyone who steps into this universe, this world of decentralized finance, it's all somewhat brand new. And
Right.
then if we don't have a background in finance, it's there's even more to learn. Um, but I know that the way we are wired as humans, we have a great capacity to learn and understand and see patterns of things. I remember one summer when I was in grad school, I took a job at the Forest Service, and I live in Eugene, Oregon, and so you take a little, you know, 20 minutes out of town, and you're hitting the old growth forests. And I worked for the Forest Service surveying the trees, and me and a partner, we'd go out 2 by 2, and we would drive up logging roads and then walk into the old growth forest with no trail whatsoever. It was all compass, and we would tie a string to our box that told us how far we were going. We had coordinates that we were supposed to follow and then do surveys of the trees. And I was amazed at how, after doing that for a few weeks, my eyes got trained to understand certain things about the terrain and about where we were, and to understand, so our brains can adapt. And so if somebody is willing to just try to soak up, what is Twitter, what is this protocol, it's all here. You just kind of have to have a high tolerance for repetition.
Sure.
Right?
Oh, sure.
Just take it in over and over and over again until it starts to make more sense, and then it'll make even more sense, and then it'll make more sense.
It's the repeat exposure for sure.
Yeah.
Just because something is communicated doesn't necessarily mean everything is going to be conveyed or absorbed or comprehended. Sometimes, I mean, there's still subtleties about the elephant money ecosystem that kind of go over my head. It's like, okay, it says that 5% of each transaction goes to locked liquidity.
Yeah.
Is that on a deferred basis, or is it added right into the PCS pool? I'm not sure. This is just kind of a high level example.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a degree to which you could. It's like chess, right? Like you could spend a lifetime mastering it, right?
Right.
There's always new things that you might pick up or learn, or little tricks and such, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and that's just part of the fun. It's like anything, you can just continue becoming a master of a trade, and I'm gonna tell you, I have no idea. And I'm trying to think back, but I have no idea why I started getting onto the Elephant Money Telegram chat. And yet, I find that it's a life changer for me, because I'm talking to you right now. Crypto Stew is up. Jed, just giving shout outs to all of you, because that Elephant Money Telegram chat is, I can't describe it, because it just seems like, well, what's the point of this? But yeah, my goodness.
Continuous feed.
When you get on there and you just start seeing the chat, I mean, and part of why I'm saying this is because if you go on to some other, I'm not talking bad about this isn't my point. I'm not talking bad about any other protocols or chats or anything like that. My point, though, is some people may have gotten on some other chats, and it's kind of cryptic. It's kind of just like, what is the point? Because you're seeing win moon, win Lambo, and then you're seeing GIFs, and and then that's all you see. And then you think, what is the point? But then you get on the Elephant Money chat, you see somebody ask a question, and then you see somebody answer the question right away, and then somebody else clarifies, and then and then there's a flow, there's a consistent flow, and then there's some having a little bit of fun with where you are. Somebody sends a picture from where they are in Spain, so it's it's this continual community interaction where you're teaching, sharing, having fun, and it just has a really great flow. The moderators make sure things stay within the lanes. It's just fantastic. People post articles. You can find the Medium articles. You can find the Twitter flows where IQ posts this rate a day, right? Every day, people's tweets. And so you can click on that and then retweet those. And so, to get back to one of the points that you made in terms of trending, can you point that out? I'll put your screen back on, because I think this is an important point. Oh, look at me. I did it again. There we go.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
Okay, this is an important point. If you're going onto Twitter
Mhm.
You can click a button and see what is trending on Twitter as a way to just say, hey, what's the big news of the day? And you will see certain things that, like, different names, different things are happening. So one thing that we would be pretty cool is at some point, I mean, it would be beyond cool. It'd be more than
Yes, it would.
pretty cool. It'd be amazing if on this main point here, and I think there could be, it's possible there are some subcategories, but I don't know. But
I
let's
mean,
just stick with, oh, see, look at, yeah, subcategory for you. Those are
oh, I see.
topics. Those are topics that you, Greg, are interested in. So
Sure.
trending, yes, it does boil it down to things that you like. But you can
Gotcha.
then go, massive, like what is trending on Twitter? What's trending on the news? Oh, Pepe's trending on the news. That's
Pepe
crazy.
is trending. Awesome.
Whoa. Okay. So you can trend and
PepeSteak.com, guys.
yeah. Oh, okay. So this is cool because what we can do, and this furthers the point of why we do this. I don't want to just be a baby bird in the nest holding my mouth open, saying to the developer, just do everything and pour the money into my lap,
Right.
right? When am I going to get rich? No, that is to me so immature. And this space attracts people like that, except the elephant money attracts people who are like, I'm going to put some time into this because it's going to feel even better when things are successful. I'm going to know I did a little something for this, right? That's at least where I'm coming from, and I think that's where a lot of people are coming from. It's kind of
Yeah.
what we want to do in life.
And there's certainly room for feedback. If at any point
Uh-huh.
if at any point I was accidentally representing elephant money in a way that the team didn't necessarily appreciate, I'd be open to feedback, of course.
Yeah.
But the general point here is that I want the Elephant Money team to be able to play to their strengths as much as they can, and for them to not have to spend energy on
Yes.
ancillary stuff that the community can kind of helm for themselves.
Yes.
Uh,
Well said.
BT has created a masterpiece of a protocol. He has reached out to a lot of he he has hired a crack marketing team that has run ads and has reached out to a lot of really prominent people. There are a lot of things going on behind the scenes, no doubt, but still there is always a place. There's always room to do more. And I don't know, man. Like it's like it caught a bug at a certain point. As soon as you
Hmm.
see enough of BT's vision of the vision for the Elephant Money platform,
Uh-huh.
that I don't know, like it just something flows and something it just kind of feels right to kind of to keep going, to keep building that rapport with the larger crypto space beyond the crypto space and within each other, man. It's almost a tribe in and of itself, man. It's a
Yeah.
tribe.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
Thank
Well,
you.
great job on that. I, totally appreciate just quickly, let's summarize what you went over before we get to the next topic. If you don't mind, I'm going to get into this.
Be happy
Down
to.
here on your lower right, that is a that's a folder on your hard drive.
Yeah,
Is
this is
that the
literally
folder
a notepad file.
it's got little notes? Okay, so
Yeah, little, yeah.
you've got some notes, you grab that, you go over to the Elephant Money page, you get
Mhm.
into the wiki, which is down documentation.
Yeah,
Yes.
documentation.
And then you pop those prompts in there so that you can have a little something that'll come out, and then you get that over into Elephant Money. I mean, you get that over into Twitter. Uh, my wife probably hears me in my sleep. Elephant Money. Elephant Money. Elephant Money. elephant money. So I can't even talk normally now. Oh boy. So then you pop that into Twitter.
Right.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
sometimes I didn't even need to finish a prompt. If I can just say write an advertisement tweet about elephant, that might be all the prompt that it needs, right? So you
Okay.
can even keep it simpler than that.
So that $ elephant, that is the Twitter sign of elephant. Okay,
Yeah,
good to know. For
that's kind
these
of the
little
slang that's been
little
used
things.
to
Hmm.
describe, yeah, different
Okay.
cryptocurrencies.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
like the dollar
Gotcha.
sign USD
Got it.
signifies the United States dollar.
So it gives the eye that understanding. That is what you are talking about. Okay, that
Exactly.
makes sense.
Exactly.
I have full confession. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm having to come back to Twitter
Mm,
because I went through a season where Twitter was my news channel, and I
mhm.
would get all my news off of Twitter, and I became uh, kind of hooked on it, and I got to a point where I realized, I need to step away from the news for a while. I need to focus on my family. I need to focus
Mm,
on, my financial health, which means I need to focus on my mental health, and I need to step away from the news. So I took a, big, just stepped away from Twitter. And that doesn't mean Twitter was bad. It was just what I was using it for. So I'm kind of having to totally retool, but my point in saying this is great for me to refresh because I stepped away for so long. I've practically forgot everything. So this is really good for me to ask some of these questions because it's not second nature, and I know you
mm,
and I want to share this in a way that, it helps people for whom this is not just instant. Oh, this is easy. You just do the blip did a blip da bop da bop da bop, and then people are like, what did you do? Like most people in in school.
and
What did the teacher
that's
just
the
say?
thing.
You walk in, the class is over, and kids are looking at each other. Oh boy.
Well, that's and honestly, Cal, I'm here for you, buddy. We all are, and you're
I
here for
love it.
us,
I
right?
love it.
Right? I'm probably there's probably going to be a certain point where I'm going to pick your brain about the ins and outs of running a live stream or something like that.
Good.
Who knows what the future may hold?
Good. I love it.
There's an old Hebrew proverb I like to turn to: "As iron sharpens iron, so does
Oh
a
yeah.
friend sharpen a friend."
Oh, I love it.
That's what we're here for.
That is one of my favorite. You said that to me yesterday too. I love that. It is one of my favorite sayings for sure. Yeah. Because I was listening to uh, a family. It was Pastor Chris at our church, and he was talking about family
Mm,
and being young, being young and what friends you're around. And somebody said to him, "Hey, as iron sharpens iron, and you know what? A rock will dull a sharp knife." So who are you? What kind of friends are you around? You want to be around, the iron that's going to help sharpen you. You want to be around some good people.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, um, how about if we shift to the other topic we talked about, and that is to get some money
Yes.
onto crypto? And why don't we just share each of us, what we do?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. We want to take that away because I kind of feel like you might have done a little bit more homework on this topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you this. When I got started, this is what I don't know if I'm going to have any good visuals for this. So uh, I'm having a tech day that's a little bit like I'm stumbling all over myself. It's like my shoes are untied
It's okay.
with tech today, but but I'm just persevering. Okay, let's see. I'm going to share
Yeah, man.
screen two. Now here's the I don't know if I'll be able to do this. I might
Sure.
be able to do this. Let's see. What I'm going to try to do is, yeah, I might be able to.
Like
Might
pull
be
up
able to do
Coinbase
this.
and
I
share your
don't
screen.
know if it's
Just
going to work. AirPlay
okay.
passcode.
Sure.
Whoa. Ooh. Oh, I've never. Okay. Never tried this. No, I'm not going to have an AirPlay passcode. I've never tried an AirPlay passcode for the TV. Okay, so let's forget that. Maybe I'll try it a different way. My point is this. Let me just tell people. When I first got into crypto, the two friends who got me going had me download a few things to my phone. One of them was crypto.com.
Mhm.
Okay. And then what you need to do is verify your bank account. So it's like, so if any of you have done Venmo, PayPal, you verify your bank account to this device, to this app. So you verify
Mhm.
your bank account with crypto.com. And what we also did is we got Google Authenticator app. Let me see if I can share this. Okay, I am mirroring. Okay. It'd be great if I can let me try again. This might be
Sure.
helpful if I can do some presenting. But if any of
Sure.
you are
And
taking notes, write this down. Crypto.com, okay? And then Google Authenticator. I'm going to
and I
share. Yeah, go ahead.
and and as a backup plan, I do have I do have Mike Dre's link tree up on my machine that
Okay.
shows a lot of good resources for onboarding too.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if ever you want to pivot, that's what I got.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So let's see how far I can get with this. I'm going to do a tab. And it's a little bit awkward, but okay. So, okay, I'm on the screen I almost want to be on. Okay, so this was all phone based. Now, so I can't, let's see, maybe I can share my phone. Can you see my phone?
I cannot know.
Okay,
It's all
that's not
good.
working. All right, so we'll just do this verbally. Crypto.com on your phone. Verify your bank account. Get Google Authenticator. And then what I did was I got MetaMask. I'm saying that with a disclaimer because I have now moved on to Rabby wallet, like Rabbit, Rabby, which hands down is a lot better than MetaMask. But this is my point. I then got that MetaMask wallet. You write down your key phrase, and then what happens is you use crypto.com to purchase crypto. It pulls money. Well, actually, you send money to crypto.com from your bank account. Then you buy some crypto and then you send it to your MetaMask. Then you go to an application and you connect your wallet to that application. Okay, so I'm just explaining the path. Okay, so let me do this. I'll tell you what I do now. Because some of you are going to like doing mobile more. Some of you, like me, I got into just not liking mobile as much. And so I said, I kind of want to do desktop. And so I started getting into using Coinbase. Now I like doing Coinbase, and I'll show you this right here. Again, you can see you need to authenticate. So two-factor authentication is something that makes me feel better about what I'm doing. Okay, so you use the authenticator app. I wish it's here on my phone. And so what authenticator does, you can't really see it, but I have various different numbers and the wheel is going around. And you can actually tap it and it copies if you're doing something on mobile, or just take that number for that app and then type it in here. And now you know that you've done a password and the authenticator. That makes you feel secure about logging in. Now, then what you do, Coinbase, just like MetaMask, authenticate your, either you can go PayPal, you can do your bank account, authenticate that, purchase some crypto, and then send it to your wallet. Now, this gets us into either a ledger, a hardware wallet. I also have just started to use what is called a Tangem wallet.
Ooh,
This is a
okay.
Swiss-based company. And this has no key phrase that you have to keep track of, which is very interesting because you don't have to worry about losing the key phrase. It is phone-based. You tap, and it's very easy to use. The point of these hardware wallets is that if someone does not have access to this, they cannot take your crypto out of your wallet. If you are just using a MetaMask or Rabby and you've just created a wallet, your crypto can be, you can, unfortunately, there are phishing sites out there and they'll say, click here, free airdrop. I know none of you would never do that. I did that once. Oh, which brings me to a couple of tips. Don't be distracted when you're doing your money, your crypto, you know, stuff going on in the background. And don't be in a hurry, you know, be completely focused. So I have some hard set rules for myself now where I'll just wait until everything's calm and I can focus. Don't click on any of those sites. I did not have a hardware wallet yet. So those people were able to take what I gave permission. Didn't realize that was possible. I clicked, hey, permission. And they took some crypto out of my wallet. And, you know, you make those kind of mistakes, you'll never do it again, ever. And hopefully by passing this on to somebody, because at the time I had a hardware wallet, but I just hadn't taken the time to learn how to use it and all of that. And it's like, oh my goodness, for the inconvenience of learning how to use it, I would have saved myself that pain. And so with that being said, another tip to help take out some of the sweaty palm nerves that you're feeling, you have a certain amount of money that you want to send to your wallet, for example. Start with 25 bucks. Make sure that that transaction works before you send a larger amount, because while the transaction is going, you're going to be hoping you did it right. Even though, you know, the best way to do it is when it says send to this address, just, you know, double check. Yes, I'm doing this. Yes, you know, and of course, if you're not distracted by anything, if you're not in a hurry, your brain will work properly and you will make sure that you're doing it right. But then it'll make you feel even better if you're just doing it with it. 25 bucks, then do the rest later. I mean, do your larger amount later. What's amazing about the blockchain is despite the fact that if you're pulling something from your bank it might take 3-4 days for it to show up on Coinbase or on crypto.com, right? Because just like when sometimes you deposit a check, oh, we're gonna hold this check for a few days. Well, interesting how when you're doing a crypto interaction, within about 10 minutes, done. Yep. That's really cool.
All validated on the blockchain,
Really
man. Yeah.
What's that?
All validated on the blockchain.
All validated on the blockchain. You can go and you can take a look at it and see that it happened. You can look back and see that it happened. I remember on one protocol where it was this bot protocol, and then they just decided to shut down. They're like, we're going to give everybody refunds, and people were waiting and waiting. And I kind of forgot about it. And I thought, did I get a refund? I was able to look back on my wallet interactions, and I saw, oh my goodness, there it is, because it's all on record. That's really, really cool. So if anybody who's watching, if you have any tips, if you have any questions, feel free to jump into the chat. We would love that. Greg, do you have anything you want to add to?
Yeah, a few main points, which I think you touched on. But a few points I'd like to emphasize with people that are coming on to crypto with their new wallets and such.
Yeah.
So any of these wallets, hardware wallets, hot wallets, plugins, even mobile wallets, I like to liken them to keychains instead of the actual keys.
Okay.
These wallets are more like keychains than actual keys. So the
12 good. Well said. I like that.
Yeah. The 12 word the 12 word phrase that you're given, or 12 or 24 phrase that you're given when you're setting up your wallet. Of course, that is your responsibility to document, to hold on to keep it safe. But with that, you can actually transfer that same set of private keys over to a new wallet if that first format doesn't quite work for you anymore. For me, like the biggest example was I started off with using MetaMask.
Do you want to do this share?
Yeah, and I think I
awesome. Let me get off of mine. Let me stop. I think. Okay, I quit presenting. Let me add yours. Here we go. All right.
So I started off here on MetaMask.
Now, nothing wrong with MetaMask, by the way. I used it for a year and a half. Okay. They're very, very well established. Good security.
They're still pretty behind, but no matter what, I too eventually got myself a what's called a hardware wallet, a ledger, which a device. It's a device that keeps your private keys off of your computer entirely. So in fact, like right now, when it shows this, my main little investing account here, this is actually the keys for this wallet are actually being routed through my ledger, and I have to actually need to approve it, punch in my PIN code, etc. every single time I wanted to.
Now you just made a very key point. Okay. So I could be wrong, somebody correct me, but if I had a hardware wallet and I had given permission to the scammers, they would not have been able to take money out of my wallet, because when you're using hardware, it has to be approved with the cold wallet. Okay. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
If someone has your seed phrase, there's nothing you can do to stop them.
So so like you click on a scammer website.
Oh, a link.
That's all I'm saying is so when you go to anything that you're going to do money with, you have to approve that token.
Oh, I see.
So let's say you approved a token, but they're scammer.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Different.
Can they
Okay, that's a
just
little different.
pull?
I thought you were gonna ask, like, hey, if someone asked for your seed phrase and you gave it
No,
to
no, no,
them.
no, no. Oh my
Okay,
God. You know,
that's
yes. No,
different.
what I'm talking about is if you approve, so what the point you made is now with a hardware wallet, okay, as opposed to just using what's called a cold, I'm sorry, the
Hot wallet.
MetaMask by itself is called a hot wallet. The terminology is it's a hot wallet because you just go in and it's kind of like an ATM machine in some ways. I mean, kind of the way to put it is where you click, hey, buy this crypto or but there's not the intermediary. Now, if you're using your MetaMask with a cold wallet and you say, I need to buy, okay, I need to put some more money into futures, your MetaMask is going to say, you need to approve it with this. And then you have to click through a set of approvals.
Yes, on
That's
my
the difference between a hardware wallet, a cold wallet, and a hot wallet. It has to be your approval method.
yeah, my
Okay.
keys are nowhere on my computer. That's
No.
exactly right.
And that's a big
My
deal.
keys, yeah.
Yeah.
And
And no private
that's
keys.
kind of the gold standard of security at this point. So I think you have it about right.
Okay.
And actually,
And,
what's nice about a ledger in particular is that you can actually I actually imported my private keys that were generated in MetaMask into Ledger. So those
uh-huh.
keys are still there. Those keys the that's kind of why I liken these different wallets to more like keychains than actual keys.
Uh-huh.
These same
Uh-huh.
this same 12-word phrase, I
Yeah.
was able to plop it into my ledger, and then I literally uninstalled and reinstalled MetaMask onto my computer, and then I
Uh,
interfaced the ledger with my original keys
uh-huh.
to my to MetaMask. So
Right.
there's ways to kind of transfer. It's like you have a second set of house keys and you give it to a neighbor or something. I'm
Right.
literally taking it off of the ring and then I give it to them. So it's
Uh-huh.
there are ways to there are ways to get your account, so to speak, onto a better format or a better um, set of functionalities than
Uh-huh.
wherever you started. Blockchain is a pretty adaptable technology in that regard.
Right. Right.
Um, and I think I did kind of touch on the other point I was hoping to emphasize, which was that 12-word seed phrase is something that you need to guard with your life.
Yeah.
So it's um, you're supposed to like don't ever write it on a notepad like on your computer. Don't ever
No.
store your seed phrase electronically on your computer. Keep it on a piece of paper. um there's even people that go so far as like punching it into a metal plate or something to in case your
Yes, I
house
have one
catches
of those.
fire or something. So
Right. I
my house
have one of
catches
those.
fire, then at least my
Yes.
metal
Yeah.
stamped backup for my seed phrase will
Right.
survive, right?
This
So but
is this technology they've done so much. It's a Swiss company. This can get buried, frozen, you know, and it won't fail. You can still use it. So that's pretty cool. That's good
so
stuff.
so zooming out a little bit, I do want to draw attention to a link tree.
Okay.
Basically it's a website that a community member named Mike Dre has prepared for us, where he has kind of collected a whole bunch of educational resources into what he called the Elephant Boot Camp. And by the
Okay.
way, Cal, maybe when you're done with this live stream, maybe you can add this link, and maybe you can even add my little AI prompts to the description or something, right? At the
Absolutely. Okay.
to
Absolutely. Yeah. Everything's helpful.
yeah, the more we can do
And
to keep it documented and available to people, the better.
for
But
sure. And
um,
Nikisha clearly had some tech issues that kept her from being able to log on.
it's okay.
And what we want to do though is help her, get some of her group onboarded. So what I'm going to do is when that happens, I'm going to record it on video. So
Perfect.
just for further
Perfect.
ref. Yeah.
Absolutely. So what's fantastic about what's great about the link trade too is that Mike Dre, this Elephant Money community member, he has kind of categorized a lot of these helpful links into these little subcategories. And about a third of the way down, or about a quarter of the way down the page, is this little section for
Oh,
onboarding.
okay.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
and this is really just kind of a, if you want to tell someone in one sentence, or if you want to tell them in one text, you can just direct them like, hey, go to the about a third of the way down on this link to this to what's called onboarding. You'll see a lot of very helpful links and tutorials that you can kind of go through all by at your leisure, whenever it's right for you. Um,
Great.
so one of my favorite vids too that it shares is um, is one of these older videos from the community member named Elephant Money Herd, where he actually literally created a series called Caring for Caps, which goes right down to the nitty gritty, nuts and bolts, step by step. If you're completely unfamiliar with crypto, here's how you go to crypto.com. Here's how you set up. Here's how you set up. Well, he did a whole fantastic presentation. I think he did a few other follow-up videos to the same to the same effect. But yeah, Bailey did a fantastic job. And I don't necessarily want to spend time just replaying his video, but this this second link, this getting started overview of the onboarding process and steps, that goes to his Caring for Caps video, which I would highly recommend to anyone trying to get into the ecosystem, or anyone trying to teach someone else to get into the ecosystem. Another cool thing is that this, and this is if someone is a little bit more technical and wants to kind of get into the nitty gritty of how does this system actually work, Mike Dre is also prepared. He actually personally prepared a comprehensive slide deck, basically an in-depth PDF that you can distribute to anyone at your leisure. So I don't necessarily want to spend too much time reviewing
I gotcha.
one of these links. The point here is that I want us all to be empowered to share the fantastic resources that are at all of our fingertips.
Yes.
It's there. It's there, and what's more, it's organized, and it's streamlined, and we all have everything that we need to bring even someone who is completely new to crypto. We have the tools needed to really help them out, and I want the community to know that.
Have you ever invested in or studied or gotten into any other project that had these kind of tools even close? And it's okay if it's true if you have, but I'd be curious to know.
Right. I don't think so. Certainly not at a grassroots level.
No.
Yeah, like there is a technical prowess and a seriousness that our volunteer community has put into this documentation that personally I have not seen anywhere else in crypto. Maybe it exists.
That's right. Maybe. Yeah.
I mean, I do remember feeling particularly impressed with EMP Money. EMP,
yes,
Impulse Money. I'm very impressed by them. I think they have a very strong community. They
absolutely.
are the closest analog I know, and I have to give a shout out to them, partially because AJ Brockman, the head, he's just kind of a great guy in general.
He is a great guy. He's a huge asset to crypto space, and I know he attracts great people and a good community. And yes, when EMP Money came out, they had wonderful tutorials, and which that's awesome.
Sure.
What I love about that when we what's that?
we're here to lift each other up. Like,
Oh,
we're the DeFi space. We all kind of rise together, and there's
totally.
friendly rivalries, of course, but it always
Yes,
operates best when we're civil with each other and we help and
totally.
kind of uplift each other. So
Oh,
I
for
I
sure.
I want to call out good when I see it.
Absolutely. And even in saying how good EMP money is, we can juxtapose that with elephant money, which is great in the fact that somebody brand new, we can tell them, here, let me walk you into buying some elephant. And that's pretty obvious what they're doing, right? And I remember getting into EMP. I just didn't know, it was hard to understand. I kind of knew what I was doing. It's pegged to Ethereum. I understood that. You had the detonator and so forth. Again, that was after, being experiencing a little bit, at least a year into crypto. Um, and yet with elephant, somebody can be brand new and it's pretty obvious to just tell them something like, here, buy this token. Now I can explain to you what's going on with just elephant. And then we can get into other points of it, that so it's set up in a way that a person can just dip their toe in the water and not be confused about, oh, we're buying this this token, and this is what's why this is something that people are excited about. Now we can get into futures. Gosh, we can talk in terms of dollar for dollar, BUSD in, BUSD out. Pretty easy to explain that to somebody, and you can just go with that for a while. And then if they want to study and delve in deeper, they can do that. And I love talking about it in that regard, because I like studying. A lot of us like to study and learn, and so I really hope that people can get onto this video, the recorded version. Thank you everybody who's gotten on live. I think this is a great time for us to wind up this lesson for today. Greg, thank you for jumping in with us. Do you have anything else you want to, just anything you want me to share with
Ooh.
the audience at the very end? And
Well, brother, it is a pleasure and an honor. Are there any questions that came up in the live chat that
well,
you
we
kind of
had some
want
fun
to address?
comments. Darth Knight said he wants to oh, where is it?
Uh,
He wants to uh oh, there we go. He wants to give your beard a stroke.
it's like
He's
it's it's
liking
like
your beard.
it's like good luck. It's like rubbing Buddha's belly, right? It's like, oh, okay,
Oh man.
thank you, brother. I
1980,
appreciate
yeah,
it.
great. 1986 celebration. Hey, good to see ya. That was the year I graduated from high school, and
Nice.
he commented on one of my videos. That's the year, if I recall correctly, that's the year he got married. So that's awesome.
Cool. Okay.
Good year. It's a good year. No, we just got great comments. DeFi Springs jumped in here. News is a distraction. Yeah, because I now, yeah, I don't even watch or pay attention or look for the news, and I still know what's going on because it finds its way to me. So I just don't bury my head in it. Flip, flip, flip.
The
What's the
flippening.
flippening? Look into the flippening, folks. We are getting really close. We're getting very close. It's a symbolic event that is going to be very exciting for everybody, and it's going to make the price action on Elephant do some amazing things, and we have history to go by. It did it once, it's going to do it again. And so I just look forward to every day on the chat, every day chatting with my friends. Greg, you are awesome. All of you jumping in, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, Greg. I really appreciate you wanted to jump onto this with fairly short notice. I mean, we planned this yesterday.
Yeah.
And so with that, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Greg. It's been great.
Rock on, man. Take care.
All right. You too.